So Caroline says, hi from Montreal. How to ask him if he is still interested without him pulling away? Well, the concern for me that comes up when you ask this question, Caroline, is that you don't know if he's interested or not, right? Like, what situation are you in where you're confused, you're unsure about whether he's interested? So there's two kind of scenarios here that you could be in. The first one is that you're in a situation where he's not showing that he's interested in you. That's situation number one. Situation number two is that he does show that he's interested in you, but you're insecure about whether he's interested in you. And so you're scared of asking about whether he's interested in you. And I'm just going to address number two here. So if he's not showing that he's interested in you, right? He's not initiating contact. He's not, taking you out on dates. He's not showing interest in you. I don't know what your situation is. We're just going to assume that you're dating right now, but maybe you're in a committed relationship or something. But let's just assume that you're dating. If he's interested in you, he'll show you. And the way that he shows you is through his actions, right? He moves things forward. He takes you out on dates. He does all these things. Sometimes women still don't get it, right? They're like, oh, this guy drove an hour to come see me. Is he interested in me? He didn't hit on me. He hasn't tried to hook up with me yet. What's going on? And so in those kinds of situations, it's like, oh, okay, well, he's actually investing in you, and he really likes you, and it's obvious that he really likes you to me, right, and to probably him. He's probably like, oh my God, I'm investing all this time into coming and seeing you and doing all this stuff. How do you not know that I'm interested in you? And you might be kind of like insecure. And in the other situation, it's like if you're talking to him and he's not complimenting you, he's not doing all those kinds of things, then he's probably not that interested in you. And you need to pull back and you need to start living your life and dating other people until he decides that he wants to step up. And if he doesn't decide that, then he's not going to decide that. And you're in kind of that situation, right? Like you can ask him if you want to, like, hey, are you still interested? As long as you're not attached to it, if you're not attached to whatever answer he gives you and you can take the brunt of whatever he says to you, then it's fine, right? If you ask him the question like, hey, are you still interested in me, right? Which is a question that you usually only ask, assuming that you're coming from a strong, confident, whole place. It's usually a question that you only ask when a guy's not actually interested in you, right? And so if you have to ask it, then you probably already know what the answer is. I mean, you can ask it if you want to, and basically you're kind of giving him the reins in the situation, which can be fine if you're kind of at a situation where you're like, this dude doesn't like me anymore. I might as well just ask him if he likes me or not, right? One, he might lie to you because he doesn't want to hurt your feelings, and a lot of guys know that women are going to lose their minds if he tells her the truth, and so he might end up lying to you. He might tell you the truth, right? And it might be that he is interested in you, but you're not a priority. And so you have to decide whether that's something that you want to stay in or not. If you ask him if he's interested, and you have asked him if he's interested before because you're talking about him pulling away, right? If he pulls away when you ask if he's interested, then he's not that interested, right? He's kind of in a situation where you're in a situation where, he's afraid of talking about it. He's unsure. He's scared. He's pulling away because you asked him if he's still interested in you. Then he's not that into you anymore, right? If that's what he's doing, he's not that into you. It's just straight up. And so if you're in a situation like that, what you probably need to do is start pulling away yourself and start creating an abundance of connection, number one, so that you're not focusing all your connection on, what he's doing, and is he talking to me, and is he interested, and he's not, and so he's pulling away, and all this other stuff. And number two is you want to create an abundance of connection so that you have other options and all your eggs aren't in this basket about whether this guy is going to pursue you for the kind of relationship that you want, which it sounds like he's not, because you don't think he's interested and you're scared of him pulling away if you ask. So, it sounds like you're in a really tough situation there, Caroline, and I'm sorry to hear that, because that really sucks. And at the same time, you want to make sure that you're putting yourself into a good situation and you're allowing men who are going to put you into the situation that you want to be into to walk into your life, right? Because you don't want to spend all your time with a guy that's not that into you. You want to cut things off and walk away from situations where a guy's not treating you like you deserve to be treated, where a guy's not pursuing you like you want to be pursued, where a guy's not pushing you into a relationship that you want to be into. You don't want any of those situations. And if you try to force or manipulate or control him into that situation, you're just going to have a relationship that's based on control, manipulation, and force. And he's not going to be there because he wants to be there. And he's going to end up leaving at some point, because those techniques only work for a very short period of time, unless you want to continue doing them forever, which most people don't, right? They want a real, genuine connection. You want him to love you and connect with you and value you for who you are as a human being, for the authentic, amazing, awesome, beautiful woman that you are. You don't want him to fall in love with you and stay with you because you manipulated him somehow, or you're playing games with him, or any of that kind of stuff. And so walk away from situations that aren't worthy of you so that you can get into a situation where a man values you a lot more. Walk away from any man who treats you like $5 so that you can have a man who walks into your life who treats you like $1 million. Maybe $1 million isn't a lot of money these days. $1 billion, $1 trillion.